as I was watching our kids, who are involved a lot of activities after school, they are in the very competitive clubs right now, all my three kids. And just by watching what they do and how they do, I do notice there are a lot of positives and negatives side of the effects. And for the positive side, that since they have a lot of energies to burn out, but it's good chance to just burn out those energies, because otherwise they may use them in the wrong ways. So I think it'll be a good way, and also it's kind of building up their bodies in a healthy way. And they have a less time for the video games, but they do more activities out there outside. And also because they do a lot of teamwork, team sports, they learn the social value and social responsibility by contributing and helping others, and also disciplining themselves, what to do, what not to do, things like that. And I do notice they have more motivation going to school by doing it. So I think that's a lot about the positive effects by doing it. And on the other side, I also see a lot of negative things because it's getting more competitive as they grow up. So a lot of pressure from their parents and coaches, so they become more selfish because they have to promote themselves, try to meet the expectation of others, especially for the adults. So they try to do it, and sometimes I see a lot of cheatings behind the scene, and so all kind of things going on. So, and also at the same time, as they lose their game, they feel like they're a loser. They're just worthless. They're not really contributing anything for the team, and they're not making adults happy. And if they win, then they become more like they're like looking down others. They feel like we are better than others. That kind of mindset. So for the balance wise, between the positive and negative, that the parents gotta be really helping the kids to enjoy what they do. It's not like meeting their expectation, but helping the kids to enjoy what they're doing. So like before the game, try not to give any pressure, and after the game, no matter how result comes out, just giving the rewarding words or encouraging them by treating the good meal, whatever, for the for the hard work that they put on. And personally, and also lastly, that I think the honoring the Sabbath and keeping it holy, I think that's the best way that I think that can help us. So on the weekend, try not to do anything, especially on Sunday. Just going to church and worship, and that's it. I know there are a lot of games going on the weekend, but not doing anything on Sunday, so that we know and they know that God is first than others.
Okay, so like any other things, activities, extracurriculum and curricular activities has both positive sides and negative side. I think in positive sides are, they can easily spot a commonality. They can share, teenagers can share together, so they can build up good fellowships through extracurricular activities. Also, I think, and it can be arena that they can develop kind of their gifts and talents. And also some of them, they can really discover their potential competencies through extracurricular activities. But I think the negative sides can be, if they are too much into those kind of activities, they can be too competitive, and sometimes always it can cause and bring about the issue of priority. So especially many sports like soccer and basketball games, those kind of things often happening in a weekend. So if they are really, they can be firm in their faith like that, they can be really, their spiritual life can be messy, and their faith is cannot be grow stronger like that. So in that kind of situation, parents should give them what comes, should give them what is really priority in this kind of, situation. So parents should balance um, in their situation and uh, teach them what comes first.
I think extracurricular activities for children and teenagers are a great advantage in that they can develop their social skills and can evangelize to their friends and families. And the negative side of the activities is that they can be assimilated into the culture if the background activities is non-evangelical or non-Christianity. Therefore, to balance involvement in such activities, parents should choose among extracurricular activities that will help their children and teenagers' emotional, religious development, and spiritual health, as well as social skills.
Extracurricular activity for youth and young children help them grow in many ways. It has the advantage of helping the development of intercultural and physical and musical ability. However, there are many downsides to their activity. First of all, their activity for many more like they are to distance themselves from training church, especially if they do this activity on a Sunday, they are more likely miss church. As we know, we cannot do base training once a week. And second of all, because parents help youth and children for this activity, parents also miss for the church. Family are also more likely to be separated from their faith. Third, it is easy for their main community to be the extracurricular and not the church. Young people have different beliefs depending on who they are with. From a church point of view, this extracurricular activity has more disadvantage than advantage. Therefore, the church should prepare for this extracurricular activity on weekday in church.
I think some of the positives to extracurricular activities are it's a good way to spend their energy. It's a good way to spend their time rather than coming home after school and just having a couple hours before mom and dad get home. They can use their time in a positive way with physical activity or being creative. I think it also teaches some good life lessons like goal setting and time management and following instructions and stuff like that. And then also it's a good place for Christian kids to be a good Christian witness to other students who may be lost. But some of the negatives are it takes their focus off of other things. If they get too into it, they can take their focus off of their grades, just kind of school. They might lose some friends or friend groups because they're going to other places. And then also they may be so into it that they're going to be missing church on Sunday mornings for traveling for like club sports and stuff like that. Or Wednesday nights, they might have some games or practices, and they really put church on the lower on the list of priorities in their lives.